Chapter 2 Programming Essentials in Python Part 1. Your first program. So as you can see, the first program consists of the following parts: the word print, an opening parenthesis, a quotation mark, a line text, hello world, another quotation mark, a closing parenthesis, the print function. So as we said before, a function may have a effect and result. They are also third very important function component arguments. So if you want to deliver one or more arguments to a function, you place them inside the parentheses. So as you can see, the string is delimited with quotes. In fact, the quotes make string, they cut out of part of the code and assign a different meaning to it. So far, you have learned about two important parts of code: the function and the string. We've talked about them in terms of syntax, but now it's time to discuss them in the terms of semantics. So you already know that this program contains one function. In turn, the function's invocation is one of the possible kinds of instruction. Your Python console should now look like this. This is a good opportunity to make some observations. We've changed the examples a bit. We've added an empty print function invocation. We call it empty because we haven't delivered any arguments to the function. You can see it in an editor window. Run the code. So if very wrongs right, you should see something like this. So the print function escape and new line characters. We have modified the code again. Look at carefully. So run the code. Your console should now look like this. As you can see, two new lines appear in the necessary rhyme in place when the /n have been used. The print function escape the new line characters. If you want to put just one backslash in a string, don't forget escaping major. You have to double it. Such an invocation will cause an error. 2. Not all escapes pairs. The backslash should couple with another character mean something. So there is one print function invocation, but it contains 3 arguments. All of them are strings. So look at the editor window. This is what we are going to test now. The arguments are separated by commas. So two consolations emerge from this example. So a print function invoked with more than one argument outputs them all in one line. The print function puts a space between the output arguments on its own initiative. The print function, the positional way of passing the arguments. So run the code, check it out, matches your predictions. The print function, the keywords arguments. So in our example, we have used the end of keyword argument and set the string containing one space. Run the code to see how it works. The console should now showing the following text. So as you can see, the end of the keyword argument determines as the characteristics of the print function and sends the output it reaches and of its positional arguments. So look at the code in the editor and run it. The sep argument delivers the following results. The function now uses a dash instead of a space to separate the outputted arguments. Lesson 2. Python literals. Literals, the data itself. Now that you have a little knowledge of some of the powerful features offered by the print function, it's time to learn about some new issues and one important new term, the literal. So literal is the data whose values are determined by the literal itself. Lesson 2. Python literals. Literals, the data itself. Now that you have a little knowledge, something of use powerful offered by a print function, it's time to learn some new issues and one important new term, the literal. So the first lines looks familiar. The second seems to be. Let's start with a simple experiment. Take a look at the snippet in the editor. The first line looks familiar. The second seems to be erroneous due to the visible lack of quotes. Try to run it. So, integers. Integers, you may already know little about how computers perform calculations on numbers. Perhaps you have heard a binary system, and you know that it's the system computers use for storing numbers and they can perform any operation upon them. So, integers, octal, and hexadecimal numbers. There are two additional conventions in Python that are unknown to the world of mathematics. The first allows to use numbers of octals representation. So, the print function does conventionally automatic. Try this. The second one convention allows us to hexadecimal numbers such as numbers should be preceded by the prefix 0x or 0 capital X parenthesis 0x. Floats. Whenever we use term like 2 and have a minus 0.4, we think of numbers which the computer considers floating point numbers. So, as you can probably imagine, the value of 0.4 could be written in Python as, in essence, you can write the value of 0.4 as, this will change neither its type nor its value. INT versus floats. The decimal point is essentially important in recognizing floating point numbers in Python. Look at these two numbers. You may think that they are exactly the same, but Python sees them in completely different way. For in an integer number, coding floats. Let's see how this convention used to record numbers that are very small in the same of their absolute value, which is close to 0. If you would like to use in program, you should write it this way. So when you run this literally through Python, this is the result. Python always choose the more economical form of the numbers presentation, and you should take this into considerations when creating literals. Strings. Strings are used when you need to process text. So, Boolean values. To conclude the Python's literals, there are two additional ones. They are not as obvious as any of the previous as they used to represent a very abstract value, truthfulness. These two Boolean values have this strict detonation in Python. You cannot change anything. You have to take these symbols as they are, including case sensitively. So, lesson 3. Data manipulation tools. Python as a calculator. Now we're going to show you a completely new insight of the print function. You already know that the function is able to show you the values of literal passed to its arguments. In fact, it can do something more. Take a look of the snippet. So basic operators. An operator is symbol of programming language which is able to operate on the values. Arithmetic operators exponentation. A double asterisk sign is a exponentiation power operator is left argument is the base is right of the exponent. Classical mathematical prefers notational with superscripts just like this. Pure text editors don't accept the Python uses. Arithmetic operators multiplication. An asterisk sign is a multiplication operator. Arithmetic operation division. A slash sign is a divisional operator. The value in front of the slash is dividend. The value behind the slash is the divisor. Run the code below and analyze the result. Arithmetic sequence operator integer division. A double slash sign is an integer divisional operator. It differs from the standard operator in two details. Integer division can also called floor division. You will definitely come across this term in the future. Operator remainder modulo. The next operator is quite peculiar one because it has no equivalent among traditional arithmetic operators. So, operators, how not to divide. As you probably know, division by 0 doesn't work. Do not try to. Perform a division by 0. Perform an integer division by 0. Find a remainder of a division by 0. Operation addition. Addition operator is the plus sign which is usually line with mathematical standards. Again, take a look a snippet of the program below. As a result, we should nothing surprising run the code to check it. The subtraction operation, unary and binary operators. The subtraction operator is obviously the minus sign, although you should not note that this operator also has another meaning. It can change the sign of number. Operators and their priorities. So far, we've treated each operator as it had no connections with the others. Obviously, such an ideal and simple situation is a rarity in real programming. So, operators and their bindings. The binding of the operator determines the order of computation performed by operators which with equal priority put side by side in one operation. Most Python's operators have left-sided binding, which means that the calculation of the expression is conducted from the left to right. So operators and parentheses. Of course, you've always allowed to use parentheses, which can change the natural order of a calculation in accordance with the arithmetic rules of expression, and in parentheses are always calculated first.